Hi everyone, welcome to our podcast, the Spread the Love podcast. My name is Julieta Silva and I am here with my two other hosts.
Hi everyone, my name is Paris and I'm the president of Spread the Love.
Hi, I'm Zaina and I'm the co-president.
And we are leaders of a youth-led organization called Spread the Love, where we create encouraging letters, notes, and videos for children with special needs to read and enjoy. Today, we'll be interviewing Amy, a parent who received some letters from our team. So, Amy, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and your family?
I'm Amy Kalachi. My family and I live out in Southern California. My husband and I were married 10 years ago, and about 5 years ago, we welcomed our first daughter, Emerson, Emmy Joy, as we call her, and we found out when I was 20 weeks pregnant that she would have Down syndrome, and it hit us pretty hard. We had a flood of thoughts that we wouldn't be able to do certain things, she wouldn't be able to do certain things, and it has not been that way at all. It's been completely positive. The community that we've gained, watching her do everything we thought she wouldn't, it's just been a wonderful, positive experience to have her in our family. And 2 years ago, we welcomed her little brother, and she's the best sister around. She's so good to him. She's like any other big sister, though. She's very bossy and always telling him what to do. He takes it pretty well, though.
So, Mrs. Kalachi, our second question for you is to, if you could elaborate on any challenges you faced medical-wise.
Emmy was born 6 weeks early, so I had gone in for just a checkup, and there were some concerns, so they sent me to the hospital and decided we're taking her out today. She's not doing well in there. They took her out. She was born 4 pounds, 9 ounces, and taken straight to the NICU and put on oxygen. And the NICU nurses would tell us she's actually a big baby for the NICU. They weren't terribly concerned about her, but being our first baby, we were very concerned. And she actually did great in the NICU. We were only there 19 days, and then she was sent home. She was sent home on oxygen, so we toted around a newborn baby and oxygen for 9 months, and then another 9 months of oxygen at nap time and bedtime. And that has been really our biggest medical issue. And it actually turned out that all of that need for her little bit of oxygen was, it was very strange. It was sleep apnea causing her need for oxygen, and the sleep apnea was brought on by silent reflux. So when we treated the reflux, it treated the sleep apnea and then treated her need for oxygen. Aside from that, she's been very healthy. She actually handles a cold and sickness better than anyone else in the family. That's really it. She's a very healthy kid.
That's good. So the second question is, are there any challenges you face socially, like with kids or even adults?
We are welcomed pretty much everywhere we go. People fall in love with her and have been so kind. That was definitely one of the things that I was concerned about. I thought, we're going to be totally excluded. Nobody's going to want to play with her. The kids are going to be afraid of her. She's not going to have any friends. And that has not been the case. Everywhere we go to the park, church, the beach, and everyone just gravitates towards her. I will say there have been a few times when it's been just my husband and I, and we'll get to talking about our family, and we might mention our 4-year-old daughter has Down syndrome, and people will say, "I'm sorry." And that's something that drives us crazy because we're not sorry and there's nothing to be sorry about. So that's always interesting. And when we were looking into preschools and I was calling around, I wanted her to be included with typical peers. So I was calling around different preschools in the area, and I found it very interesting how many of the religious schools turned us away, particularly Christian schools turning us away for things like her not being potty trained. So I found the Christian schools to be the strictest on including someone with Down syndrome. So she is actually at a non-religious private preschool and is doing phenomenal.
That was interesting. I was like, that could be thinking that like that's honestly unfortunate that like religious institutions were almost closed off, you know. So
yeah,
yeah,
we found that to be one of the biggest things, just parenting her as Christians. We're Catholic, and so we expected the Christian Catholic community to be the most open and welcoming to us, and they are in a lot of ways, but a lot of the ways that they're set up and the ways that they bring in money and have money don't include people with disabilities. So it often falls on us. Sure, she can come here, but you have to pay extra for XYZ. You need to get her an aid, this and that. It's just extremely challenging, lots of roadblocks, and yeah, it's been disappointing.
Yes, I understand that. And like following up to that question, have you and your family, even in school or in other areas, experienced like you mentioned that you didn't have any social like setbacks until this time, but like are there any like daily life actions that society could do to make your child not feel left out? Like for example, there's that like religious institutions be more like welcoming. Like are there any like the common person could do?
Something I appreciate so much is when parents go to their child's school and they say they have a child that's typical, and they say to the principal, the director, whoever it may be, it's really important to me that my child be in a diverse and inclusive environment. What do you do to support parents of kids with disabilities and their ability for their child to come to this school? So things like that. We need more people coming alongside of us as we try and navigate some of those challenges. And then just little things like when we're at the park, you just ask us questions like you would ask anyone questions. She's 4 years old, so you can ask her, "What's your name?" Instead of asking me as her mom, expecting me to do all the talking. Assume competence and give her a chance. And maybe she's not going to say anything back, but people need to be okay with that. I'm going to ask a question. It might not get an answer, but we're going to try. And then just ask regular questions. What's your name? How old are you? Do you go to school? Just, kids are great at this. It's the adults that need a little bit more help in how do I interact with a child with a difference.
Usually that's like the answer for like other families as well, that it's like the children are very nice and actually they were like very curious and like ask, but the parents seem like I don't know, like for some reason they seem like more like nervous when asking. So we're trained to be quiet, don't ask questions. Yeah.
Especially like my generation, it's like, shh, don't say anything. So I get that. It's uncomfortable. They don't know what to say. They don't want to offend. And I think sometimes that is actually offensive.
Yeah.
Trying to be quiet and shush your child is actually the offensive part. Just, talk to us like anybody else.
Yes.
So, Mrs. Kalachi, we've seen that you have a social media and you have used your social media to inspire other parents as well. What inspired you and what keeps you going with your social media page?
I started the Instagram account for Emmy right after she was born. I really didn't do social media before her. Maybe like occasionally checked it. Now I'm on there daily for her. I got on there because I saw other parents with kids with Down syndrome while I was pregnant, and they were a huge support for me. It was a place I could go to see what life will really be like. When you go on Google and you Google Down syndrome, it gives you everything negative, but no human side of it. So you don't get to see, you might read, they could have a heart condition. They might not walk until they're 3 years old, and all these things that are so scary. And then you go on to Instagram and you see these families and what they're doing with their kids, and it's normal. They love each other. They're happy and they go on vacation and they have friends and their kids go to school. It's normal, and that's what I want people to see. It's not perfect. There are challenges, but there are challenges with every child. My 2-year-old is much more challenging than Emmy. So that's why I do it. I just want people to know, to get an accurate picture of what our life is like with Down syndrome. I can't say this is what your life will be like with a child with Down syndrome, because every kid is different. But if I can show that this is our experience and somebody can get something positive and uplifting from it, that's why I do it.
Yeah. Has there been any impact on you since starting the page and growing it and sharing it with everyone?
There's been a great impact. It's been wonderful for me and wonderful for the Down syndrome community. I get messages from moms that are pregnant and nervous about what this means, and they'll say, I found your page and it's helped me so much, and now I'm not afraid. And then that obviously is wonderful and uplifting for me as well. I feel like with my Instagram page, I've learned to love writing and to express myself there. It's therapeutic to be able to express things there that maybe I wouldn't have a conversation with someone on the street about. So yeah, it's had a huge positive effect on me.
That's amazing. I'm really glad that like social media is now being used to like portray overall like the raw experience instead of like the Google like outlook that like you mentioned that you just look up. No, like we're real. We're like a happy family. Like you can be too, you know?
Yeah.
So
yes.
I'm happy about that. And speaking of happy family, what was your child's reaction to opening the letters? And your reaction as well?
She's little, so she didn't get it that much, but I absolutely loved it. And what she loved were the pictures. She got pictures of Moana, and she picked those up. I think she had a little picture of Olaf as well. She picked those up and she was carrying them around for days, just looking at the little characters. And she loved when I read the letters to her, and she loved actually opening up the letter, the physical opening up, seeing something with her name on it and getting to open it. So that was really, really cool. We loved it. Thank you.
I'm so happy.
So, Mrs. Kalachi, we're interested in knowing how your experience as a special need parent has altered your perspective and your outlook on a whole?
I would say I am a totally different person today than I was 5 years ago. I can't speak to every special need, every disability. I can speak to our experience, and our experience is so positive. The community that we've gained in the Down syndrome community is absolutely incredible. We have tons of friends, a ton of support. I've gained strength and confidence in who I am as a mom, as a person, because she is just who she is. And that makes me more free to be who I am. So she teaches me a lot every single day. And my perspective on life is totally different. The way that I view pretty much everything has changed. That little things for her are big things for us, and we celebrate big, but the little things that used to bother me no longer bother me. My judgments on people have changed completely. I feel I'm much slower to judge and able to ask questions, and I want to understand people's story and what makes them who they are. And that's because of her. That's because she shifted our story so dramatically that now I understand that people all have a story. Everybody has challenges, and it's important to listen and understand that we all want the same thing. And we're just a happy, normal family, and that's all because of Emmy.
So we are at the end of the interview. If you have anything you want to say for parents or our volunteers, you can say it now. Or if you want to input any of your social media handles for viewers, you can.
I'd love for the world to know that Down syndrome is not something to be afraid of. It's been a beautiful experience raising our daughter. And if you want to know more about our family and see what our day-to-day is like, you can find us on Instagram at Uplife of Emmy Joy, where I share a whole lot of our day-to-day.
Thank you so much for your time, Amy. It was amazing to see a little bit of like what's your life, and thank you so much for your willingness to share as well. So for us, you can follow us on our social media, Spread the Love, and just the period between the R and the E. And yes, if you know anyone that would like to collaborate with us, to either send letters or to have an interview with us, just please let us know and hit our DMs. And thank you so much, and we hope to see you and be listened to the next episode. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was awesome.
Thank you.